How many of you have walked into a pet store and wonder where the puppies come from? Let me share with you some information about puppy mills and why we should never buy puppies from the pet stores. Puppy mills have been around ever since World War II, promoting pure breed puppies in order to gain profit. Nothing much has changed since then. Puppy mills are large kennels, most of them located in the Midwest, where there's hundreds of dogs in cages, one on top of the other, sitting in their feces, not being fed enough, not getting any exercise, inadequate shelter, and without any veterinary assistance. These puppy mill owners do not care for the well-being of the animals. All they care about is to maximize their profits. Their owners sell their dogs to wholesale brokers, who then sell them to pet stores, and then sold to innocent and naive people that have no clue where the dogs come from or how much their parents have suffered. Cruelty on animals should definitely stop, and every pet store owner should get informed of where their dogs are coming from and perhaps look into adoption. Buying dogs from a pet store is not only contributing but supporting puppy mills. What I hope to convince you of today is to think twice when you go buy a dog from a pet store. To think about the pain and suffering they went through and say no to puppy mills. The damage being done to defenseless dogs is immense. People can't begin to imagine how much dogs are suffering, especially those who are being bred. The owners of these facilities make the female breed every time they're in heat and leave them with very little time for recovery, gradually decreasing the size of the litter. After a few years of maltreatment, the female dog would no longer be able to reproduce. Puppies that come out with physical problems will never make it to the pet stores. They either die or will be forced to live in puppy mills for the rest of their lives. According to veterinarians, the recommended time for the puppies to leave their mother's side is 8 to 10 weeks of age. Unlicensed puppy mills generally sell puppies at 5 to 6 weeks of age, while federal licensees are prohibited. Regardless, these heartless owners will sell them whether they're prohibited or not. There is an uncertain future for these innocent and harmless babies, thanks to the cruelty and the careless attitude of puppy mill owners. There are a lot of common problems, not only on dogs coming from puppy mills, but for the not so lucky ones that have been there all their lives, such as heart disease, deafness, eye problems, respiratory disorders, kidney disease, blood disorders, and much more. Not to mention the ones that arrive at the pet stores with diseases and infirmities such as ticks, fleas, mange, kennel cough, chronic diarrhea, pneumonia, and many more that people do not know about. What is most frustrating from it all is that pet stores receive the dogs with the diseases and all sort of things, and they still won't refuse to sell them. With no shame, they will lie, and they will promise that their dogs do not come from puppy mills in order to gain their profit. Here's an example of a person who went through that did not know about puppy mills and their scams. A dog named Philly was purchased in a pet store in New Jersey. A day after he was purchased, he was hospitalized for severe pneumonia and suspected distemper. After 6 days of intensive care, his owners had to put him down because he did not recover. They ended up spending $3,500. Like many pet stores, the store claimed that their dogs came from pride breeders. But Philly actually had been bred in a commercial breeder in Texas and had been trucked across the country by an Oklahoma broker before being sold to the store. Dogs are being kept 3 to 4 dogs in a cage, like a chicken coop. The dogs do not receive any exercise and lose the ability to walk. They are being fed once or maybe twice a day and groomed when time permits. They go through tough times during winter and summer season. The dogs cook in the hot wires and suffer from heat strokes, and some of them can't even survive through the harsh winter. A lot of the dogs are found with teeth decay, loss of hair, eye ulcers, and starvation. Thanks to the Humane Society and many organizations, these dogs have some hope, and one day are being able to get out of their misery. In the year 2000, they rescued a beautiful 6-year-old Maltese female. She was found in an Iowa puppy mill, only weighing 2 pounds. All her beautiful hair had fallen off from malnutrition and had a terrible infection in her mouth that had been spreading to her little body. When the doctors saw her, they did not have much hope for her, but they did their best to save her. She had 22 teeth removed, and the first month gained very little weight. She was then named Hope. After a couple of months, she gained strength and she was able to go outside and play. In August 1st, 2007, the beautiful Hope was put to sleep due to a developed diabetes that her small and weak body could not cope with any longer. What is being done to these dogs is inhumane, and the people responsible for it should be punished. In conclusion, I have shown you today what puppy mills are and what they do and what they stand for. Please inform your friends and families about what you just learned today so they don't make the mistake that many Americans have done by buying puppy stories at pet stores. It is very upsetting to have to read about cases like Hope and Philly and know that the government is not planning on doing anything to make it better. Dogs deserve better than that, and people that care about it, people that care and are willing to help should open their hearts to them. So please don't contribute to puppy mills and adopt a friend. There are a lot of dogs that need homes and a lot of love.